Have you ever wondered what really caused the French monarchy to fall? I'm a seer, and I can tell you a little bit about that. Hi there, I'm Mary. I have seen in the spirit for a long time, but I only see with Jesus, and I went to Versailles a while back, and this is what I saw spiritually there. In December 2024, I went to Versailles for the first time. And naturally, one stair at a time, one piece of gold leaf, and one ornate chair at a time. It's very easy to perceive that the pieces of why the French monarchy fell apart are in front of your eyes, one ornate affluence at a time. However, Versailles is the scene of far more interesting plights than the eternal struggle of kings and their gold. As I was walking through the Hall of Kings, I felt a nudge from the Lord to take a look around spiritually, and amidst the crowd of tourists and gawking visitors, I saw a massive snake slither down the Hall of Kings. I had seen a similar entity in Japan with small dragon feet and short wings near the body. However, this one was a sickly albino white. Blending in by the marble, it prowled the floors. And as I walked into the famous Hall of Mirrors, I saw a huge white dragon floating near the top of the hall. And as I continued to watch, a second came and bumped into it, and they continued to float. These creatures seem lethargic, laissez-faire, and purposeless. They move as the tourists push past them in oblivion, and the creatures were waiting, biding their time, discarded and forgotten, but still present. As I walked the halls, I read a placard that said that Louis believes that he was meant to be like Apollo, the sun god, that he was meant to embody this sort of deity. And at that moment, I felt like I heard the Lord speaking about dethroned rulers. I began to get a picture that the competing systems of the religious church, in combination with the more pagan practices of the king, which really there aren't any new things under the sun, and those two things in tension produced some chaos. Louis wanted godhood, the church wanted control, and those two clashes alone would have been enough to topple a monarchy. Mixed, it brought forth something extremely toxic. And France has always had a tie to more pagan beliefs. If you look into French history, you will see that. But a tolerance of being willing to mix two systems of belief seems to have left a lot of principalities and rulers in place. Kings have always sought for immortality, and Louis was no different. And that search for immortality and a spirit that can follow you down into the realms of the dead can lead you into some really interesting places. But when the residing church isn't preaching resurrection, the true form of immortality, the rising of the dead, it means that other types of spirits will have their chance to make their offers. And so these are my takeaways. An understanding of true immortality through resurrection in Christ is absolutely essential. And 2, rulers can be dethroned, as we saw with Versailles. As a human ruler is dethroned, spiritual rulers are often dethroned as well. And when we see certain patterns and cycles in nations, we can easily see one thing: that there are always animating spirits behind them. If you're reading this and you want to get involved, I would encourage you to pray for rulers to have their eyes opened to the spiritual rulers, powers, and principalities around them. I believe that this prayer can shift nations. Hi there, I'm Mary, and I see in the spiritual realm, but only with Jesus. I teach some online courses about this and how to hear God clearly, a little bit more in depth than we get into in YouTube comment sections. And I also have a free Substack with loads of articles. But if you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button so I don't slip away, and keep watching. I've got some more for you.